Hi, I'm Jen from URL. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I perform under the name Jen S. It took me a while to think of that one. I haven't been making music long, but I do have quite a lot of equipment. Possibly a bad thing. I've still got a lot to learn about a lot of it. But anyway, I'm going to show you a bit about what I've got here. A little bit about me first. When I was younger, I always liked reggae. Before that, my father brought me up on 50s and 60s. He was a DJ. So I was into reggae for a few years, and then about 1988, I discovered dance music and ecstasy and all the rest of it. So yeah, I've been into dance music ever since about 1980 something, late 80s I guess. I like bands like Scout for Girls, Killers, Arctic Monkeys, Velvet Underground. So I like quite a lot of eclectic music. I like classical as well. I like a bit of jazz, so all sorts. So my studio, there's two parts to it. The first part is behind me. This is the rig I'm trying to get fluent with playing live on. It's all controlled by the Deluge in the middle here. The idea is to multi-track that to the Mac, and then I can edit it later. Fortunately, the Mac is 9 years old, and now after all of this money, I have to now spend more money on a new Mac. So, never ending, but there you go. So, as much as I've set all this up, it's not still quite working how I like yet, but it's getting there. It's getting there. Okay, so I'm going to come behind the camera now and give you a little show of what's here. Okay, so right, let's look at all these wires here. Right, so first things first, we have a Behringer Odyssey. I'm a massive fan of Behringer. A lot of people perhaps don't like them, but I think they're fantastic for the money, and you're entitled to like them or hate them, really, aren't you? So yeah, I've got a Behringer Odyssey there. Then we have a push. I use this to control Ableton. The idea was to start and stop clips on an Ableton push, and at the same time using the Deluge to start and stop clips. So it would all be in one handy place. Fortunately, as I say, the Mac can't quite handle it at the moment, so I'm very limited what I can do. I've got a Neutron. Don't use this a great deal, mainly for kind of buzzy, whizzy, weirdy sounds at the moment. I bought it as part of the thing I'll tell you about in a minute that's going over on my left. There's a TD3, I think we all know what they are. That goes into some pedals, I'll show you that in a minute. There's a MAM MB33, there's the Deluge, and there's another TD3, and there's a TB3. So this is kind of like the acid row. Here, the second row down is the acid row. And then the third row down, we've got the System 1. Lovely little synth. Okay, we're just going to carry on from there. It's a lovely little synth. Next to that, there's a MIDI log. Still working out how this thing works and how best to use it in my setup, as I am with everything really. Then we have a Tempest. Pretty sure everyone knows the Tempest. It's a beast. And although people will bang on about how good the kicks you can get out of it, I don't use it for kicks. I use it purely for percussion, hi-hats, and kind of techno noises really. This is the Atomo synth. This is from Peru. Quite a rare synth, I think. There's not many of them. It's quite good. Still working out how I can integrate it into my setup. There's no real way to start it or stop it, so the only way to bring it in is by using the volume, which I'm not quite very good at the moment. And we have an Arturia Keylab 61. I've got the V collection, I think number 4, it's quite old, but I bought that obviously because it controls it. This little thing here I can set up to control the volumes or any MIDI control parameter in the Deluge. So it's a separate volume control for Deluge really. And then we've got a Mini Nova here, which most people know. Lovely little thing. Under here is an RD8. I leave it under there because I don't really use the patterns on the machine. I start and stop everything from the deluge, so it can be tucked away, it's not a problem. And then there's one of Aaron Quartz's SCAT machines. Okay, so that's the main rig there, and that is all controlled through, or the sound is, through the Tascam Model 24, which is a pretty good mixer. It seems okay to me, in my limited knowledge. I had a Soundcraft NTK before that. I had problems with both of them. Got given this as a replacement, so I'm quite happy with that. Okay, so now here, this space here on the wall, there's going to be a shelf. This is where all of these are going to go. At the moment, they're just in a pile in the corner. This one here's a power brick, and this is on the RD8 kick. This is on the TD3. This is on the other TD3. This is on the MAM MB33, and this is on the Mini Nova. Okay, but they're all going to go along this wall with a hole in the shelf so that I can just change them to whatever machine I wish. This is the Visible Man. He keeps me company. Then we come along to some effects units. You can't see these very well. They're TC Electronic effects units. I'm afraid it's the darkest corner of the studio. There's two reverbs and a delay unit. They're VSTs with hardware controllers. They're quite good. I like the effects they do. And there's a Bastel soft pop here. Very squirrely, strange, bleepy, buzzy little thing. Source of wonderment, that is. I love it. So then we come to this bit here. So now we have the ARP 2600. I bought the Blue Meanie. And the DigiTAC, which I tried to sell but nobody wanted it. And the DigiTAC that I tried to sell but nobody wanted it. So my idea here is I have here a Crave, a couple of Sismo things, and a Model D. And down here there is a O-Coast. So I'm envisioning having some kind of setup in this space here. So I'm envisaging having some kind of setup in this space here, which is all controlled by the DigiTAC. So my own kind of modular setup, really, I guess. I don't know. Again, I'm a little bit frightened because I'm not sure which ones of these I can connect to which, and which will hurt which, and I've got a lot to learn. So I've got a little bit of a project going on here. It's separate from the main rig over here. And I'm not really sure where it's going at the moment. It really needs some shelves and me to learn more. Okay. And then we have MS-20, MS-10, both Japanese ones with the cases, and my piano. My endless source of joy. I love playing the piano. That's my record collection. So if we just step back, that's about as far as I can go. This is all my little studio environment that I have to play in. It's very much a hobby, really. I've got a lot to learn. I haven't been doing it half as long as other people. Sometimes I think it sounds good. Sometimes I think what I do sounds a bit basic. Anyway, so with a slightly wonky picture, thanks for listening, and that was my little studio tour. Oh no, there's I have one of those C boards underneath the desk, and a machine micro, and a small piano here. Yes, just some bits I forgot about. Yeah, so I hope that was interesting. If not, I'm sorry. On with the show. Thank you.